Hello. My name's Sam and you're watching my channel Sew That Sparkle with Sam, and today is my hashtag Friday Sews video. So thank you to Jen in Jen's sewing room to allow us to use this hashtag to, keep in touch. So yeah, Friday Sews. It is Thursday today. It is my day off, and so I thought I would pop on and kind of show you. It's going to be a bit of a show and tell this week, so I hope that is something you will enjoy. Last week I've still been very good. I haven't been buying any fabric, but this week seems to have been the week where all of my subscription boxes have come, and lots of other little bits and pieces, and a few other bits and pieces that have been sent to me. So I thought I would show them to you and share them with you on my Friday Sews video. It's also where I chat about what I've made this week, what my plans are for next week, and a little bit about life. So I hope that sounds like something you would enjoy. So this week, my lovely Mr. Sparkles has been away this week. So I have been Billy No Mates. My son's also been away or out quite a lot of evenings. So yeah, so I have been on my own. So when I got back when I was walking back from work, I go past my local newsagents, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to treat myself to a sewing magazine, because I've got a few kind of early evenings, later nights where I'll probably, I know I like to sew, but I cannot sew for too long periods because, you just have to sometimes do something else. So I thought a sewing magazine would be quite nice. And I don't get them very often, but I do quite like a sewing magazine. So I like a little look in. And I like the fact that you get sewing patterns with them, because even if they're not ones that I use, I quite like to have a look, and perhaps I might pinch parts of sewing patterns. I might pinch a sleeve, or I might pinch bits and pieces. So I like to have a little collection of freebie. So I know they're not free, because obviously you pay for the magazine, but a little collection that haven't cost me an arm and a leg. So the first magazine that I bought two, I know. And the reason I bought two was I couldn't choose which one I wanted, and you'll see why in a minute. So the first one was this Love Sewing magazine, and as soon as I saw the lovely Luke on the front, I thought, well, I'll get me that, because that'll be a nice little article to read. And it definitely was. And with this one, I got two sewing patterns. I got Nomi sewing pattern, this one, which is ME 2039. And I thought that was a very pretty shape, and I think my daughter might quite enjoy that one. It's not one that I really see myself wearing, but this kind of like baby doll type, oversized thing seems to be very in at the moment. So I'm sure it's got a special name. I don't know it. But that looks very pretty. And then this Simplicity one, S9543. It's got this kind of like over large panel in the middle. I don't know whether you can probably see it clearly here. And I don't know whether the idea is it's got kind of give you that faux hourglass feel. I know that that's not something that I would be able to wear. I think that would look very odd on me. One, because I don't go in that way, and also I'm very short. So I think that that wouldn't quite suit me very well. But, it may go on the D-stash. It may just go in my stash and sit there for a while, and you never know, I might use the skirt or for something else. So those were the two patterns that came with the Love Sewing magazine. And there's a few other bits and pieces that I quite like. There's this nice little quick shift dress as well, so it's always nice to kind of read up, and and a few other little articles to read. So that was the Love Sewing magazine. And then the other one that I bought was this one, which was the Simply Sewing magazine. And I really like Simply Sewing magazine, mainly because they always have this kind of 4 or 5 page spread in the middle that are kind of lots and lots of gifty crafty things. And this time it's Great British Bake Off, and I do love to cook. 6 makes for your kitchen, and it's got a lovely crossover apron. And I'm thinking Christmas coming up, I might be making some of those for friends. It's also got some of the little bits and pieces. So I thought that would be quite a nice one to have a little peruse of. I haven't had a proper peruse as yet, but if I do and I find something nice, I will tell you. I'll share. This is what I do. And I got 4 free patterns with this one. The Ultimate Dungarees, they look very similar to the Heyday Dungarees. In fact, the Heyday I do need to get on and make myself. I've got a few whips of Heydays that I need to get done, and now the weather seems to be properly autumn, it might be a good time to get on with those. But that's quite a nice pattern, and my Heyday pattern is all cut out in my size. So what I was thinking with this one is my son loves a dungaree, so I was thinking I might use this one for him, and just cut it straight out, unless it's one of those really annoying ones where you have to trace the other side. And if it is, then it is. And then we got this one, which is the Bethan blouse. I quite like it. It's got kind of a wrap at the top, and then the peplum on, so it means you can get, you don't need any fastening. I think it's quite pretty. I'm not overly sure about all of the frills and things, but I think it'd be quite a nice one. And in nothing else, I think it might be quite a nice one. My mum would quite like this, so it might be a nice one for gifts. And then we've got a bag pattern, which is always handy to have. Looks like a nice simple bag. And then a kids sweatshirt. Now I've got loads of kids sweatshirt patterns, but it's always nice to have another one. What a cutie. Look, I love that fabric. Just think it looks so lovely. And actually the one on the other side as well is really cute. So yeah, so I've got a couple of sewing magazines to keep me out of trouble this week. Now, one thing that I did get through the post, which is another pattern, was... Now, I got a lovely message. This was just after I'd finished the Sewing Bee synopsis. So just after Luke's win. I got a lovely message from one of my subscribers, Mary Beth, who, bless her sweetheart, decided that she wanted to send me a pattern because I'd stressed that I really fancied having a go at making gloves, but I didn't want to buy a glove pattern. So bless her heart, through the post she sent me this lovely Vogue glove pattern, and I've spent the past 4 or 5 days going, oh, I wonder whether gloves will go with my dressmaker's ball dress. I don't think they will, but I'm literally just trying to find a reason to make them. But yeah, I thought that was just such a sweet thing. So thank you so much, Mary. And I think that her daughter was involved somehow in getting it sent to me, because it has come through the UK. So I think she passed it on to her daughter, and then her daughter sent it to me. So whoever did that for me, thank you very much. It's really kind. And yeah, and I think maybe when I make these, I might do... I don't know whether this is interest, but I may do a video of me making these, because I don't know whether anyone will find that interesting. So I might find some nice fabric and just have a go and see what happens. But yeah, if you've made gloves before and don't have any tips and tricks, then, send them my way. So that was quite nice. And then the next thing that came to my door, so if you subscribe to the Specky Seamstress for her labels or her bias binding, I subscribe to both. I got those through. If you want to look away now, please do, because I do not want to spoil it for anyone. So I've got the woven labels first, which are these, and these have got these lovely little scissors on, and these have come at just the right time because I want to make some little sewing bits and pieces. I'll leave it like that. Some sewing things that would look great with those little scissors on. And it says made with love and mistakes, and I just think that that's really cute. And I have a feeling that these things I'm going to make might have a few mistakes in them, so might be very, yeah, might be very important. And then the bias binding tape is this gorgeous rainbow flower, which I can see just going with just about everything. So I can see that going into a neckline soon, which is very beautiful. And then before, the next thing I got was my So Hailey Jane box, and I have opened it. But that's quite interesting. So before I go on to that, I have actually been using last month's So Hailey Jane fabric in my makes this week. So I will show you what I have made before I show you the contents of the new box. So a little bit, I think I told you a little bit last week that my daughter was going to be coming home for a little while she's between houses until she finds somewhere permanent new to live. So I'm very excited about it. I'm not sure about her. And I thought it might be nice to make her a pair of pajamas to put on her pillow to kind of welcome her home. And so with the fun fabric we got from I actually managed to get 2 pairs of pajama bottoms. Now she likes to wear shorty pajamas and I like to wear the longer length pajamas, so I made us matchy. You know, she's a grown-up, but you know, you're never too old to wear matchy pajamas with your mum, are you? No. So I made her these ones. They're both the Tilly and the Buttons Jaime Pyjamas. So my daughter's got the shorty ones and she's started a new job. So I've put a little, Vicky made this label that says, "You got this. You got this." So she knows the front to the back, and she also knows that mummy loves her and you know, it believes in her. So, and it's this gorgeous kind of gingham strawberry kind of fabric, and then to go with that I've got some fabric that I got from Penny's Fabrics online on Facebook. I'll try and remember to tag everything below. And it's this lovely jersey, and I literally just traced around a little tank top and made a little tank top to go with it. So she's got a little tank top and shorty pajamas. So that's my daughter. Put those behind there. And then I made myself some long ones. And I don't like the labels in the back of my pajamas because they get on my nerves. So I've just put a little piece of ribbon to denote the front to the back. And I thought this gingham ribbon, this has been hanging around. You know when you have a piece of ribbon in your sewing room and you just literally move it around. You don't want to throw it away because it'll come in useful for something. But you just move it around your room. Well, I've had this in my room. In fact, it may have come in a subscription box. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I popped that on there, and I haven't quite finished, but I'm going to make the Itch to Stitch Largo tank. I've cut it all out of this green. I've cut it all. I'll show you what I've cut it all out. And I've done all the bands, but I've just not sewn it together. And the reason I've not sewn it together is that I need to change the thread in my overlocker. And I'm currently using my overlocker for my dressmaker's ball project. And I don't want to kind of interfere with that kind of midway through. So I will do that. But as you can see, I think that'll look really nicely. But I have lots of tank tops. So I'll still use these and wear it with different tank top until this one is finished. So yeah, so that was with last month's box fabric from So Hailey Jane. And then I still had the fabric from before. Now I told you last week that I'd been making the Zoe dress and I finished it. So I'll put a picture of me wearing it, but I have got it here and it's been washed because it's been worn to death. And it's in this lovely toucan fabric. And you said green buttons, so green buttons won. And I think it was absolutely the right decision to make, and I love this dress. I don't know whether you can see, it's very difficult to see, but it's got these lovely pleats, and they're at the front and at the back, and they're little like box pleats, and it just does all of the shaping for you. And I don't know whether you'll agree, I'll put the picture up, but I do think it gives me a lovely silhouette, and I think it does look really nice, and the fabric is just amazing. The other thing I like about this pattern, it's the Pattern Emporia. No, it isn't. Emporia Patterns. I always get that the wrong way around. I'll pop it down below. Zoe Dress. And I love the way, the pocket construction. It's kind of a little bit like a letterbox, and it's just amazing. And it doesn't give you any of that kind of thickness around your hips, but it still gives you the joy of a pocket, and I actually think it adds to the shape. I think it makes the shape look really nice. So yeah, so I really enjoyed making that, and that meant that both of my So Hayley Jane fabrics were out of my stash, and been able to put on my body, which is brilliant. So on that, I am now going to show you what I got in my So Hayley Jane box. I got a little chocolate truffle, which I'm actually really surprised is still there, because I've been thinking about eating this for a while, for like every time I look at it, but it's still in there. Delish. I got some pink Gutterman thread. I got some lovely kind of pom-pom trim, and like that will probably go around my sewing room until I find something to use it for. I do love a bit of trim. And then these, I just think these are absolutely beautiful. So these are from Becky's Sewing Studio, and these are gorgeous pink love heart buttons. Aren't they lovely? And they feel so smooth as well, like just gorgeous. I think they are absolutely beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to finding a project to put those on. And then in the So Hayley Jane box, you always get the magazine. There are lots and lots of people that do the So Hayley Jane unboxings, and will go through the magazine with you. So I'll let someone else do that, because I don't want this video to be too long. But it does tell you what's in the box. And then you get a supplementary fabric. So you get your main fabric, which I'll show you in a second. And then you get a supplementary fabric. And in this month's box, you've got this lovely Georgette fabric, which is just stunning. And I did wonder at the beginning whether this was meant to match this, but this is definitely black, and this spot is definitely navy blue. So I don't think it's meant to match. But I guess it's the dot and the dot. I might even have some navy blue pom-pom trim somewhere. Oh, there's a thought. But yeah, so I've got a meter of it. I think it's absolutely stunning, because it's just so fine, but I don't think it's too see-through, so you could definitely get yourself a nice little blouse out of that. And I am trying to see if I can hack the Donny shirt in to have it having buttons at the front. I'm not quite there yet, but I think maybe when I'm there, this might be a fantastic fabric to use with it, because I could really do with kind of a little delicate shirt just to wear, you know, over the seasons, so that I can wear something underneath it, but still kind of have that delicate fabric. And I think this would be great for work. So I'm really pleased with this fabric. And then the main piece de resistance is this gorgeous, so it's a viscose jersey fabric, and the quality is just lovely. It's quite thin, quite lightweight, but also heavy, if that makes sense. Just like viscose jersey is. It's got a gorgeous straight to it. Now, those of you that know me well have probably guessed already, this is not my cup of tea. It's too pink for me. I can see Ruan, Yorkshire Showgirl, absolutely loving this. In fact, I can see lots of vloggers absolutely loving this. But for me, it's a little bit too animal printy, I'm going to say it, and it's too pink. So this one I think might have to go into a D-stash, or to see if I can work out some kind of swap, because it's just not me. And I don't, I don't want to make up a fabric that I'm not going to wear. I would say that maybe I could make it up as a gift, but I can't see it on anyone else that I can think of either. So yeah, another beautiful fabric, but not one for me. And to be honest, that doesn't happen very often with my subscription boxes. So I just think that that's part of it. Some days some days it's just not your cup of tea. If we all like the same thing, where would we be? So yes. So the next thing that came through my letterbox, and I'm so sorry, it seems to be a lot of things that have come through my letterbox this week, is my Studio 77 bag makers box. And there was a theme that I think my lovely friend from Mandy Make It So is going to love. Let me just move this out of the way. Is going to absolutely adore this, because it had a very purple theme. There you go. So you always get a tea bag, and this tea bag is a chocolate digestive flavour tea bag. I'm not sure about that. Don't get me wrong, I love a chocolate digestive. I think the dark chocolate, McVitie's dark chocolate digestive biscuits are my favourite in the whole wide world. But I don't think I want my tea tasting of it. So, but I could be wrong. So maybe I'll give that a go. And then this absolutely stunning webbing for bag making, it's got like an embossed handmade in this gorgeous purple. So I can see that making a great handbag. And then the little stickers, and it says bag maker, which is fabulous. And this one, which I think I should pop up somewhere at work, and it says, yes, I sew. No, I won't hem your jeans. So we've all been there, haven't we? And then this is the fabric, and you get 1/2 metre of the fabric, and it's this lovely kind of, it is gorgeous, gorgeous colours. Again, maybe not really my colours, but I can see me making a bag maybe for a gift or to go with a particular outfit with the kind of purple theme. And then it's on to all the hardware. So apologies for the kind of rattling, but they all come in these little like sweetie bags, and I have put it all back in to keep it all safe, so apologies if I am doing some rattling. So this is a little kind of lobster clasp doobry that you pop on. I think I might have to find some instructions for that one, so I've never ever attached anything like that before, but it's got the little screwy bits that go with it in there, so I'm sure that I'll find that very useful. And then in this one, now these I do think I will find a use for quite soon, and they are little metal handmade, and they've got the scissors, and I think that they will go on something that I am making for somebody else quite soon. I think they are beautiful, and it kind of just adds a bit of class, doesn't it, that little metal tag. So, and then in here are again some lovely, lovely hardware. I've got 2 triangular D-rings and 2 swizzle lobster clasps in the same purple. So yeah, I don't know whether I will try and kind of coordinate it all and make it all work as one thing, or whether I might use it separately in separate projects. If you have an idea, let me know. Yeah, if you've got an idea of a good kind of handbag. I do make quite a few bags. So yeah, so that came through the post this week as well, which is, am I a lucky girl? I know, it's everything. I didn't have anything last week, and kind of everything came in this week. Another thing that I've been making, that I'll talk to you more about another time, and give you all the details, but I have been making up my Dresser Girl dresses. This one, I've basically just been using up scraps, and this is a 3-year-old trapeze dress. It needs the pockets putting on and the ties putting on the back, in this lovely beautiful safari fabric, and I've got a couple of others all cut out ready to go, and they are my kind of like, you know, if I've just got 20 minutes to sew, I'll just quickly sew a bit of that mindless sewing, as I like to call it, because I do tend to be able to just drift off somewhere else when I'm doing that sewing, which is good for me. And then the other thing that came in the post was I got an email sometime last week. I've been after one of these for quite a long time, and I've just been put off by the price, and I've really wanted one, but I didn't want to pay what the price they were asking for. So it's been on my Christmas wish list for next year, but then I got an email saying that it was on special offer, and it was a no-brainer, so I bought one. And it is, I'll put all the details below of where I got it from, and it is the Simplicity Bias Tape Maker, because it was an absolute bargain. It was something like 40% off, and yeah, and I've just always fancied one. I like making my own bias binding, but the problem is I tend not to do it, because you have to get, you know, I tend not to do it very often, and I thought actually this might just, I don't know, it might be the thing that helps me. Maybe not. However, this was very much a joint decision between me and Mr. Sparkles, because Mr. Sparkles loves a gadget. I don't know about your partners, but you know, Mr. Sparkles loves a gadget. And so when he saw this, he was like, oh, I could help you with that. So he really wants to learn how to cut a fat quarter into bias strips and how to use this. So I am not going to go into too much details. I'm not going to open it in front of you, but me and Mr. Sparkles will do another video together, and we'll show you our kind of bias tape making journey, if that's something that you're interested in. I think he'd love that. I think that I'd definitely brighten his sparkle. So yeah, so that is what has been happening this week in the sewing room, really, because it's just been lots of things coming into the sewing room, lots of things that I need to put away. And on that note, one of the things that I did tell you that I'd been doing this week, and I've cut it out, and it's the Gilbert shirt by Helen's Closet, and I've cut it out and I've made a start and I've put it in a project bag. And do you know what? I can't find it. I don't know where it is. And I think it's because everything's come into my sewing room and everything's been moved and put like in a different box or in a different shelf so that I can put things away. And I've temporarily lost my Gilbert shirt. So that will go on my plans for next week to 1, find it, and 2, finish it. I know. I know, it's my brain. My brain is not the best at organising things, but hey ho. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have for sewing next week. I am going again. I'm still going on my dressmaker's ball outfit, and I will definitely keep you updated on that once I've got something to show you. But I'm not sure how much sewing, and also, as I said, family life is pretty full on at the moment, and I don't know how much time I'm going to get. So next week I have got something a little bit different for you next week, and I hope that you quite enjoy it. So I have been doing a bit of an upcycling project over the last couple of months, and it is finally finished. So next week, instead of a Friday Sews, I think I'm going to just pop that video out for you to peruse and find out what I've been doing, and I hope that's okay. So you guys have the most wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves. I hope you get lots of time to sew. Don't forget to sparkle. See you really soon. Bye for now.